How do you guys, you mentioned something. That's with any sport. It's next man up. It's when you go from middle school to junior high to high school and you get to college, you realize that, like you said, Jose, everybody is one step away. So with that said, now you're in a different level now. It's just like me being a professional bodybuilder. I can't go back to amateur. Everybody's good at that professional level. And it's only one point that separates you from the other person. It could be, I might have thought I dieted just as much as the next guy, but you know what? The judges said different. How do you guys level up when everybody at that level is just as good as you?
That was my question. I can't wait.
Yeah, well, the first thing is you don't think about that.
I like the way you be saying, so you be like, I don't.
You go out there and you play, and if the next guy's better than you, then that's the way it is. But I never went on the field saying, "Man, this guy's really good. I got to watch." I feel, and I'm going to compete, and we're going to see what happens after that. So you never bow down to. I'm sure Jose said the same thing, even at the level he was at. You just go out there and play the game and say, I'm going to do what I can do and forget about if something happened bad and just keep it moving.
Not compared to somebody else.
So we forgot about you. I'm going to still address this same question to you. I have my rivals who are now my friends. We all do. We all have our rivals. Who were some of your rivals? Because you're all good. We're men. We have that I'm just as good as you. I'm here. We all here for this opportunity. But you have your rivals. What was it like for you? Who was your biggest, not fear or anything like that, but who was your rival that you say, I'm going to show this dude? He really think he's got me against the wall.
Well, I guess my rival would be an Al Bunbury, who played center field for the Orioles. I said, I'm going to get up there and take your job. So I made him my rival because you had to reach for something higher than where you were. So I didn't look at any other guy saying, okay, you're going to beat me out. I'm going to get you. So I'm going to look to take your job. And that's what my rival was. Anyone that was in the big leagues in my position. They all were.
T, let's ask you the same question. How did you level up when everybody is just as good? And then the second part of that question, who was your rival? Who basically got on your nerves?
So say that. What was the first question again?
How did you level up when everybody on the field, you all are major leaguers? Like you said, everybody is sharing the same story now.
What I tried to do was I tried to get that extra ground ball. After practice, I would try to get there and catch them extra ground balls, hit a little more, trying to get that edge on top of somebody else. But I was, like Dada says, I was just trying to play the game to the best of my ability. And I wasn't really worrying about the other guy. And going into like who your rival was, if you started thinking too much who your rival is, then you were getting into your head, and then you're really not going to play how you really want. But you do have that. Us baseball players, we're superstitious. We always, if we had a great game and we ate Burger King, a double cheeseburger, I was going to go eat a double cheeseburger again in the next game. But my rival was trying, I would think, I'm going to get that guy, but yet you knew that you had to do your job. So how do you beat that guy was, making sure that you were perfect. So, and I had the situation that I had two guys in front of me playing second base, and I just waited it out. I just made sure I knew that those guys were going to make an error. Those guys were going to make a mistake. And when they let me in, oh, that's it. It was the lights out. There's no way you're taking me out of that game again. And in the lineup. So that's what I did was I tried to stay ready. So when it was my turn, there's no way you could take me out. So, the rivalry was making sure you didn't get in your head and making sure that you stayed focused, because once it's your turn, it's either you make it or you don't.
I love what he said. This is so important. Even if it's
you're
not
sitting in that seat now?
Yeah, absolutely. I know. And the athletes have one of the biggest lessons for everybody else, so this is amazing. I love what Jose just said, that while he was waiting, he was preparing himself.
Right.
So I don't care where you are in your life, what your profession is or what you chose, what you do in the quiet or where nobody's looking, that's what counts.